Hey there, who's in Mexico?
Erica. Erica
Hey,
Cadwell.
Eric. Okay, guys, it's 8 o'clock. I'm just muting you out. It's taking a little time. I don't know why, but why don't you help me out and mute your own self out while I intro our CEO, get out of the way. My name is Phyllis Nash. I am one of the four co-founders as well as your chief sales officer here at Wakana. I am going to bring up our CEO, someone now that I have known over 16 years. Our CEO is Melissa Boston. I met her and she impacted my life hugely on the first day because guess what? She had fired her boss the day before. How many of you know somebody that fired their boss from corporate America earning over six figures a year? But it was not serving her life. She was not able to be with and do the things she wanted to. She was absolutely time broke for the people that meant the most to her. And so she went into this industry full time, becoming MVP of three companies, building teams in over 46 countries. But in 2017, she did a pivot. She was asked to come back and be the CEO of a cannabis company that a mentor of hers had purchased. And she took that company from 8,000 a month up to 225,000 a month. And then the vision of Wakana came to her. And first the name came. And then, hey, less than 3 months later, we were in business. And so without further ado, I'd like to bring to you our CEO, Melissa Boston. Are you out there, girl?
Good morning, Phyllis. I am here. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that introduction. I really have to give it back to you. I mean, Phyllis is such a superstar, not just in our business, but in the industry. Continuously, she breaks records, sets the pace. Our first diamond, first double diamond, our CSO, our co-founder. We love you, Phyllis. So thank you for all that you do and the energy you bring every single morning, welcoming everyone to the call. And thank you for that gracious introduction. And I want to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning from coast to coast, from north to south, from east to west. Wakana Nation, hello, hello, hello. Just excited to be on the call this beautiful Monday morning. We want to just thank you for waking up to Wakana. And we love to start this call really by sharing our vision and mission. Our vision is we exist to help end the negative stigma that has caused communities around the world to suffer and lose out on the health and wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. Our mission is we are the catalyst to start a movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, and investors, evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. And so this morning, I have a few updates to share with everyone. Super excited to be on the line this morning. I know for our next big promotion, Father's Day, so we're going to have a great send-off to give our Father's Day the love that they really need and deserve. And so super excited because those promos are going to hit social media. In fact, we'll have them hit the website most likely within the next 48 hours. They're ready now. We've had a little delay in getting back our COAs for a couple of products that are already in-house. And so as soon as the COAs come back for our phenomenal power gummies, we're going to actually release those Father's Day packs so that you guys can get off to the races, because we know that it's going to be an absolutely top selling pack and we want to help you explode your businesses, but at least you can see and start to promote and get the buzz out there. So we'll go ahead and drop the promos. In fact, today I'll let you know exactly what we're going to feature. In fact, there's 2 different packs we're going to feature. I also want to congratulate our Flat Belly Lifestyle wellness coaches. We actually released our very first phase of our final exam. And oh my goodness, we now have 150 coaches. Over 100 of them are eligible already to get that certification. And we've been checking the numbers. We had a practice test. And just to let you know how amazing this group did, the average score, even on our practice test, was over 80%. And now that we are into the final exam, right now we are averaging 98%. So this group rocks. Super excited for all of you who've taken that test and who've aced that test. I know some of you are eligible to get those loyalty points as well. And so those are actually starting to load as we speak. And so let me go ahead and get into the Father's Day promo so that you can see exactly what's going on. You know, again, we want to celebrate the special men in our life. We want to give them one of our exclusive packs, okay? We have two different packs. One is really designed for pain and stress and relaxation. And so we're going to give them the Power Hempranium, the Power Gummies, the Liquid Relief, the Diamond Pre-Roll, and even a sample of our 4-count of the KOJ. That's a retail value, actually $195, but you're going to get that for just $129. And we have another amazing pack, and this is one I really have to give credit to Jacinta Frederick. Just amazing. Thank you so much for your valuable feedback, okay? She actually suggests that we do something really around some of the products that really cater to our men. And so we have a pack designed for style, for better sleep, and for improved sex, okay? And so this is going to include our Oud body oil, our Flight 300 pre-roll. If you're in a state where you can't do the Flight 300, we're going to give you that Diamond Life pre-roll. It also includes a large bottle of the KOJ gummies and the beard oil. This is a $179 retail value, but you're going to be able to grab that up for $109.95. And so we're super excited. In fact, they're already locked and loaded on the site. We just haven't released them yet, again, just due to those Power Gummies. But just know you're going to have plenty of time to really run with these amazing specials. I also want to give just a quick announcement real quick. I know we have our phenomenal, recipe book, that's actually in development. And we have some of you that actually have been selected to be on the cover of that recipe book. So we're super excited to go ahead and announce Crystal Robinson, Shannon King, Jacinta Frederick, Gloria Harris, also known as Gigi Harris, Kathy Weathersby, Diana Coleman, Dr. Betty Smith, Anita Marlin, Carol Palmer, Willie Mooney, and Mooney too. I know you're going to have some phenomenal recipes in there as well. Beatrice Foster, and Tariq and Sharon Rogers. So just super excited for each and every one of you to join the four of us, because the pillars, we're going to all be featured with some of our phenomenal recipes as well. But we are super excited to share that front cover with each and every one of you. Now, today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about, really what we're seeing with the flat belly lifestyle. In fact, last night was one of those Team No Sleep nights, right? We've been pulling data, extracting data, just really trying to make sure we have every single person's scans accounted for. We know many of you have done so much work between getting your scans done and going out and hosting events. And so we literally have thousands of independent pieces of data, okay, that has to all come together and equate to commissions, right? And so in doing that, was able to get a lot of great insight as it relates to what's really happening, okay? A lot of times, you may not really know what's happening, because sometimes we just kind of look within your own business and maybe you don't really see, the momentum or what's happening in other parts of the country. And so this is going to be fun, because I'm going to really kind of compare this to basketball. I know many of you right now, you're watching the NBA finals, okay? And when you think about basketball, first you think about something very competitive, but you think about strategy, okay? You think about a really good coach. You think about the countless hours of practice, people that are team players, and you think about the hunger, right? Having that eye of a champion is also about, having that hunger, having that burning desire, having that strong why, that reason that gets you up early and puts you in bed late at night, okay? And so before I go over the All-Stars for April, okay, because we have 7 people we've identified as our All-Stars for the month of April, I want to give a special shout out to some of our wellness coaches, who are really, shining bright. Maybe you haven't really hit the big numbers yet, but we see your work, okay? We see you and we hear you, okay? And so even though you might not be in that top 7, just know we're watching, okay? And these are, again, April's results. So this is not May's results. Perhaps you really stepped it up in May. Well, great. We're going to have a chance to celebrate you in June, okay? So keep on running. But when you think about a great team, you think about a team that works well together. You think about the word teamwork. building camaraderie, okay, having that mutual respect. And so I'm going to give again, these are individuals that we're watching you, we see you, okay? We're looking at the numbers, we're looking at what you're turning in, we're looking at even some of the scans you're doing for other teams. And so I'm going to give a shout out first to some of you that, some of you may have just came out of nowhere, okay? Maybe you haven't even hit a big rank yet, but we see what you're doing with the bioscans, and we know that your business is going to take off, okay, if you just stay consistent. And so I'm going to talk about Cheryl Johns today, okay, for being a team player. We're looking at you, not so much of what you're scoring for your team, but if you've done a lot of scans for other groups, and those sales are converting, okay? Those scans are converting to sales. So keep it up, because the more you get out there and you keep being consistent, it's going to manifest in your own business. I'm also seeing Beatrice Foster. As I'm looking at your numbers, I mean, she's got a combination of not only team points, but something that I'm calling today the assist, okay? When you think about, great basketball players, they're not just out there putting up points, but they're also assisting the team. It's like when they take that ball, they send it to the right teammate and the teammate scores, okay? And sometimes because we're doing scans for other teams, sometimes the score may not show up in your team. But I'm seeing Beatrice Foster with a great combination of scans. So she's doing a lot of assists. She's assisting her team, but also she's showing some points on the board. Sylvia Covington, okay, we see you too. We know she's working customer service, but just watching her combination of great assists, her great points. Then there's some people that just kind of came out of nowhere. They just joined our wellness coaches, like Stephanie Taylor, and wow, she's moving packs like crazy, which I can see why she's joined the wellness coaches, because she's good at getting those customers in. And of course you have leaders like Ernestine, who you're going to hear a lot about, Ernestine Davis, and some of the people we're going to mention are actually on her team, like people like Stephanie Taylor. And so Ernestine has been very consistent. So proud of you, Ernestine. Lisa Lee Gardner, a lot of times you hear her name too. We're seeing a lot of scan activity, from her group. And I just know those are seeds that are planted that are going to really manifest big. So keep doing what you're doing. I mean, when we looked at all the different people turning in names and scans, it was very impressive. As we started looking at what activity is converting, it was even more impressive. Crystal Robinson, we see you also doing a lot of assist, helping scan for other teams, and, sometimes it's your own team as well. So keep doing what you're doing, because the more you're out there, the more you stay engaged with the business, it's going to keep you moving in the right direction. Also, Gail King, I mean, you were pretty split evenly between scoring and scanning, okay? So a lot of great activity. Keep it up. You're very consistent every month. I'm seeing you turn your reports in. Hey, Shannon King, I mean, she said she is not going to be denied, and we're seeing her stay very consistent. She's getting those scans in, and those are converting to actual sales. Tawana Cretion out of Lafayette, we see you too, okay, getting those numbers in. So great job. Angela Dickerson, I mean, really proud of what you guys are doing in Massachusetts. In fact, you're going to hear more about what's going on in Boston, but I'm seeing a lot of wellness packages starting to come through your group, Angela. So great job. Frida McDuffie, she's someone you've heard before. I mean, she was the rookie. I mean, really getting it done, leading the way with March Madness. So she keeps showing up and showing out. We see you out there getting those packs in too, Frida. So keep it up. And it's always great when we can find some guys who want to participate too, right? Because we know that this industry really does attract a lot of women, but we know that when you really have a great combination of women and some great guys, it really creates some magic. And so there's a new guy on the block. I know he's a wellness coach, Andrew Bedeau. Hope I said your name right, but I know you're one of those we're going to keep an eye out for, because you're just new in the certification process, and we're already starting to see some good activity. So keep up the great work. Cherie Eppinger, this is a name you've heard, a lot from, she's someone who's been with us for a long time, but really proud to say that, yes, she's putting Indiana on the map, okay? So Indiana is on the map, and Cherie Eppinger is representing for that state. Latrice Levitt, I mean, all of a sudden we're seeing some activity there. I mean, that activity, even though she's in Florida, it looks like it's happening a lot in Chicago. So that's the cool thing about leveraging different areas. I know she's from Chicago, and so it's really great to see some movement there. And so just keep it up, because once we get that movement going, we want to keep putting, you know, that activity out there, because you're going to see it's going to manifest into a big, big business. And then there's someone I'm going to give a really special shout out to, because this lady just came out of nowhere. She joined, I think she got her first scan back in March, like March the 1st. And just look at what's happened. I mean, you would think she's been with us for 2 years. Her energy is always very, you know, contagious, right? It's infectious, right? You just love being around her. But Paula G, you know, do you know that she's actually had 7 packs sold, you know, with her wellness group? And that's exciting. And she's actually gotten some great assistance from her phenomenal leaders, Ernestine and Willie. I'm looking at them doing the scans, but she's the one putting the points up, right? So that's the cool thing about a team. You have your coaches, or sometimes the coaches are in the field with you, not just coaching, but they're out there scanning and getting the work done, right? And so that's what I'm seeing with that team, guys. And so what I'm going to do now, you know, because again, when I think about the industry we're in, you know, to me, it's a lot like sports, okay? You know, you need your team captain, you know, and you really have to get in there and work with your team. You got to help them scan. You got to really get in there and assist them, okay? You got to show them how it's done. You know, like Willie talked about during our annual conference, you know, our Global Expo, you know, he talked about the power of really working with your team to close the deal, but also, you know, with those 3-way calls. And so here's some leaders that I'm going to mention now. You guys have made our top 7 for the month of April. Really proud of everything you guys are doing, and just keep up the excellent work. And so we're going to start with our number 7 spot, and let's look at her stats. This lady put up 5 assists, which means she helped lead the charge in 5 scans that converted into points. Okay, overall, her team had 8 of those packages sold, and that's again just within her wellness coaching group. Now, some of these leaders have multiple wellness coaches, and so when I'm giving you their score, it's just for them as a wellness coach. It doesn't include their collective group, okay? And so her points, in addition to those 5 assists, 8 team points, okay? And that's exciting. So she had a total of 13, and she finished number 7, and that's Dr. Kimberly Smith-Dotrieve, okay? So let's look at our number 6 spot. We're going to move from Lafayette, Louisiana, to Dallas, Texas, and this lady put up 7 assists. That means she had 7 scans that converted into actual sales, and 11 team points within her personal wellness coaching group. Okay, not any other group, not any other wellness coach on her team, but just her. 11 team points. That means she's out there working with her newest people, helping them to convert, and she's getting sales going. A total of 18 points, and this is Gloria Harris. Okay, Gigi Harris, number 6. Okay. And now we're going to move to number 5. I'm really excited about number 5 because this is a name who you heard her name mentioned at our 420 Global Expo. She finished in the top 10 for CV, but I'm really looking at her breaking out as a leader. This is a woman who's here in Chicago. She put up 4 assists, and I believe she actually had more than that, but I don't think she turned all her scans in yet, okay? She put up a total of 15 team points, okay, for a total score of 19. This is Deborah Blackman Parrish here in Chicago. So we are super proud of you and everything that you're doing. You are number 5. And let's look now at number 4. And we're going to move back to Texas, but this time it's Houston, Texas. And this lady put up 6 assists, okay, and 14 team points, a total of 20. She's in our number 4. I mean, I'm telling you what, I really don't need to give her an introduction because she's literally a celebrity within Wakana. She's hosting all the trainings, always putting out the great content on YouTube. So you know who I'm about to say, Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt. So proud of you, and congratulations in our number 4 spot, our number 3 spot. And now we're going to take it up, and we're going to go to the Northeast, okay? In fact, I was just in this state, the state of New York, and this lady hails from Albany, New York. And so I probably already let the cat out the bag. She put up 11 assists and 11 team points for a total of 22. And she's number 3, and that's Autumn Horn. Okay, we're so proud of you. And let's look at our number 2 and our number 1 spot. Now, I knew this gentleman probably was doing well because he kept talking about this groove he's in, really with helping his team and helping his team, convert the sales and this formula. In fact, you heard him train about this formula at our 420 Global Expo. Some of you listened, you took notes, and some of you are doing the formula because guess what? Hey, some people beat him out, okay? But this gentleman put up a total of 28 points, which was 18 assists and 10 team points. And this is none other than Diamond Willie Mooney, who finished in our number 2 spot, hailing from Chicago, Illinois. And hey, we are super proud of you. Keep leading from the front. Keep doing what you're doing, because those 18 assists basically means you were helping multiple people close deals. Many of them were on your team, but a lot of them weren't. And so a lot of people benefited from what you were doing. And that's a powerful number, guys, because again, we all want to put points up, but it's really awesome when we can help assist our team, get our team moving to that next level. Teamwork really does make the dream work. And now let's look at our number 1 spot. I mean, I don't know if I even need to say this person's name because you probably already know who I'm talking about, but this lady hails out of Boston, Massachusetts. And when I look at her stats, she put up 17 assists, okay, 17 assists. She actually put up 20 points. And when I say points, guys, these are actual wellness packs that were purchased, whether it's the phase 2 or phase 3, okay? It doesn't include comprehensive scans. It only includes packages that were actually purchased in the phase 2 or the phase 3. But this lady has a total of 37 points, our number 1 spot, none other than Bernadine Kirkland. You have dominated once again. And I'm telling you what, guys, as I'm looking at these scans and the numbers that you guys are submitting as we're taking this data, converting this data, we're just truly inspired. We're truly empowered, because what we recognize is this is a brand new program, guys. We just literally released the idea in October. Products and the scans just started going out a couple months ago, right? You guys, most of you just started scanning in the month of March. And to already see what's happening, it just tells you that we've got to duplicate what's already successful. And many times in doing that, you have to do the reach around, right? We got to find people in our team. Maybe it's somebody that you recruited, maybe it's somebody that somebody recruited who somebody recruited, but this is a person that's energetic. This is a person that wants to win. This is a person that has a database, and they just need someone to be that great point guard. They need someone to be that great team captain to help bring them to their best, okay? And so you want to figure out your strategy. We say in network marketing, you can go wide for show, but we go deep for dough, okay? I mean, how many of you would like to have and find a Paula G in your group, right? Somebody who just gets started and boom, 7 wellness packs. I mean, that could literally turn into such a big movement with just having enough people who you can get excited within your group. And so I know there's some of you who submitted your names. Maybe you didn't hear your name yet. And here's what I believe. I believe you are out there and you're planting seeds, okay? I know our pillars always represent, so I've seen some great activity with Phyllis and Dr. Rita. I know that, a lot of us are also out there putting up numbers, but I know there's some of you out there who you're working hard, but your work hasn't yet manifested to where we see the evidence of it, right? And all that means is keep moving, keep planting the seeds, keep going, okay? You got to do the follow-up, right? You've done these scans, but how many people have you called back on that list who perhaps they had money issues, and maybe the phase 7 or the phase 2, the 7-day might be the better approach for them? Have you plugged or followed up with the people who, when you did the scan, they said, hey, call me back later. I want to do this in March. I want to do this in May. I want to do this in June. Are you good at following up? Are you keeping your records organized? Once you actually make these contacts with people, what are you doing to keep them engaged in the system? Are you putting them on, you're friending them on Facebook? Okay, are you putting them on the Flat Belly Lifestyle website? Are you plugging them into the Zoom? Really, what are you doing to keep that connection? Because one of the best things you can do when you're scanning people and maybe they don't commit is become friends with them on Facebook, right? And then you add them to the Flat Belly Lifestyle group. Get them connected on our Flat Belly Lifestyle website. See, sometimes we may not always be the best at following up, but here's what I believe. If you at least initially plant that right seed correctly, and you at least put them in the Flat Belly Lifestyle group, I believe that even you being someone who might not be the best at follow up will still see a harvest, right? And so obviously we want to follow up, right? We want to do those basic things, but what's exciting is we have so many systems in place, it's going to let you follow up regardless. And the last point that I want to make as I close out this section, that I'm speaking on today, I want to talk about a point guard, okay? When you think about basketball, oftentimes there's a debate on who's the most valuable player, okay, to a basketball team. And, oftentimes people argue it's the point guard. It's the point guard. The point guard's the one who leads the team, okay? And so let's just talk about point guard in relation to your business here with us at Wakana. How can you be the most valuable player to your team? Because we know a valuable team player is going to work to do what? To lead the team, okay? And in leading the team, they're going to put team first. There's often a saying, there's no I in team, okay? And see, a point guard that cares more about his or her own points over team, it means your team's going to be in trouble. But when you're out there getting those assists, right, and you're helping your team put those big points up, and now you see people on your team like Paula G and Ernest, all these people winning, then what that means is you're leading your team the right way. So you want to put your teammate in a position to score. See, sometimes we have excited people on our team, but if we're not working with them and following up with them and setting up three-ways with them, setting up scans with them, then we're going to lose their interest. So your job as a point guard is to not just win the game, but let's help your team win. And in helping your team win, you got to understand how to run the plays that you're calling. See, if you are a leader, but you feel like you still need practice yourself, well, good news. See, practice makes perfect, right? See, everybody just wants the power to come to them. But in order for us to get the power, we have to do the thing repeatedly. So we have to run the plays ourselves. We have to do the scan. We got to get out there and start making mistakes, right? Sometimes in learning, right, by our own work, by getting out there from our own mistakes, right, that's the best way to really win in life. And so we got to get out there. We got to do the thing to get that power. And you also have to understand what is it, that is the strengths and weaknesses of your team. See, the more you understand your team, the better you can help lead them. See, if you're clueless, if you don't know what's going on in the back office, if you're not checking out to see who's really engaged, who's really working their business, there's so many reports in our back office that can help you see which leaders you should be working with. There's reports that's going to let you see who's out there sponsoring. There's rank makers and so many different things that you can go pull up so that you can find out who should you work with, right? So you've got to find out the strengths of your team, the weaknesses of your team, so that you can really be an effective leader. Now, as a point guard, even though, we say it's your job to help your team score, if you're a point guard that can also put up points, that makes for a dangerous team, right? Because that team is unstoppable. Because if not only are you helping your team put up these massive points, but if you're putting out those massive points too, and now everybody's winning, see, you're building a true championship team, okay? And so the reality is this, guys. While great leaders put their team in position to take the shot, they put their team in position to win, you must never fear taking the shot yourself, okay? Because remember that you're going to miss 100% of the shots you never take. And you've also got to understand that this business, like anything, it requires a degree of understanding. So I call it a business IQ, right? Where you really start looking at this, not just as something you're doing to pass time, not just as a hobby, not just to make some part-time money, but really look at this strategically on how you can build a multi-million-dollar company, how you can build a company within our company, how you can create a six-figure monthly residual for yourself. But it takes strategy, guys. It takes thought. It takes planning it out. It takes looking at your business. And oftentimes we look at our business and we wonder, well, wait, why is it not working? That means we just got to look in the mirror, right? Because we're the leader of our business. So if your business is not working, it's going to start with you. And so just know that your business needs a strategy. It requires you personally developing. You must be a team player, and you must want your team to succeed even more within yourself. And I believe that if you put that together as a formula, you're going to have what it takes to not only make it here in this business, but to take that formula into any business and crush it in life. You know, we've had the success and the opportunity to build success across multiple companies. And what we realize is success is a formula. Making money in a business like this, folks, it's a formula. And if you're willing to understand the formula, if you're willing to go out there and develop yourself, every single person on this line has what it takes to win. And so super excited about where we're going. I'm going to go ahead and give a few announcements. We'll be back with some great numbers from our corporate team next week. I know we're just getting off a big month, right? So we're going to give it a week or so to catch up. And we're going to bring some numbers next Monday. So stay tuned for some of those awesome numbers. But what I want to do now is direct you to what's next. So at 2:30 p.m. Central, we want you to join us at SaveOurStrands.com. Our phenomenal trichologist, Doris Mosley, is back. She came back last week. And so it's always just such an exciting and pleasure to be under her tutelage. So we would encourage you to pack that call out at 2:30 p.m. Central. Our corporate Zoom is happening tonight, kicking off with DJ Dr. Roz at 7:30 p.m. Central. That's the party. And then at 8 p.m., that's our big show. Okay, that's the corporate Zoom. Tomorrow, set your alarm early for the Diamond Factory. You want to take your business to the next level? Well, you want to hear from our first diamond and our first double diamond who's breaking records and getting it done. And so with that said, you know, I want you all to have a Wakana day, because we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.